It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
Over on Hero Wars Dominion Era, one of the biggest questions that I've been getting today is, can you get the Totem Fragment as a free-to-play? Unfortunately, you cannot. Now, on the blog, I've got, let's see, how much do they cost relic blog post. Here we go. So in order to get 790, in order to get the 250, you need 790 buffs. 790 buffs. And from what I gather, from what people are telling me on the internet, in order to get Chapter 6 unlocked and the 200, it's going to require every day. It's going to require the free rewards every single day, the offers, the daily reward, and the daily charge, right? Grabbing all of those. If you're looking for free to play, this is what you have to do. Collect the daily charge every day. Do all of the free to play tasks that are available in the Under the Power of Water. And you also need to spend 35,000 emeralds. Whenever I say things like you have to spend 35,000 emeralds, the assumption isn't that you can only get emeralds from buying emeralds. There are ways to earn emeralds outside of buying them. 35,000 is a lot more than what people generally have lying around as a free-to-play player. But that's actually not all of it, okay? So in order to get that rank 200 buff, you have to spend 35,000 emeralds to get all of this energy crystal. And you also, on HeroWarsCentral.com, I got this map here. Here we go, Cascade map. You also need to go and get the 20 currency right here and spend them. You have to have 35,000 emeralds to spend, and you need to have 19 moves or whatever it is to get this right here. And there's a task that asks you to spend, it's like, spend sapphire medallions. You have to spend those sapphire medallions in order to get energy crystals here. Then and only then will you have enough of the energy crystal to rank your Amulet of Battle up to level 200. Now, there are obviously some caveats here. First and foremost, we don't know yet what the free gifts are going to be during the event. Okay, we know that Hero Wars screwed up with the event. Cascade is causing battle processing errors. They might give us some energy crystals. They might give us 10. They might give us 50. They might give us 100. Unlikely to give us 100, but however many energy crystals that we get as a make good for the issue, excuse me, that will skew that. So 35,000 emeralds spend, and getting the 20 here and spending those, potentially getting some for free. Also, if you are in a guild that likes to buy bundles, and my guild happens to be one, right? So if you're in a guild that buys bundles, the guild bundles, then you are also going to get some energy crystals for free from your guildie. So relying on your guild to be whale or pay to win or, budget player or whatever in order to get that tier 6 is a viable strategy if you are in a guild that does tend to buy, and they do tend to buy. There were energy crystals in today's gift. There were fill, and we don't know how many more we're going to get. We might get more, we might get no more, right? That might be the last of them. So a free-to-play player can technically get into Chapter 6 and get the red gifted a minion, right? Because completing Chapter 6 just requires 200 buffs. You don't need more than 200 buffs. It just makes it easier. If you have 250, because you're going to go all the way, then Chapter 6 that requires 200 is going to be easier, right? As a free-to-play player, if you've saved up enough moves, if you saved up enough emeralds, or if you're given energy crystals for free, either from social media, from gifts from developers because they screwed up the game, or from your guild, that is the only way as a free-to-play player you can get into Chapter 6. Now, I see some questions in the chat. If we buy the golden ticket for 25, can we get the elemental? That is a great question. I don't know exactly the total amount that you need, but if it's the same structure as previous events, if the total crystals needed is 790, which I'm Pretty sure it is. If the amount of energy crystals that you get in the battle pass is the same as previous events, which I know it is because I've already counted, there's 190 total energy crystals in here on both sides. So you pay $30 or whatever it is for the golden ticket. You finish the golden ticket, collecting all of the rewards out of here. You collect all of the stuff every day, just like we discussed. You do the 35,000 emerald spend. You get the stuff from the mysterious island. You do all of that, and you spend roughly $10 on the charge. $1, $3 makes $4, $6 makes $10. Okay, so if I remember correctly, one day of this, or a couple of days plus the golden ticket, should be enough to finish Chapter 7 as well. Should be enough to finish Chapter 7 as well. Again, all of that is skewed by some unknowns. We might get more gifts from the community managers than we did last time. Unlikely, but we might. We might get some recompense, whatever the word is, because they screwed up the fights from the brawl is screwed up. The Under the Power of the Water, the adventure fights are screwed up if you use Cascade. There's these battle processing errors. They may give us some. That might skew things again. I think it's impossible as a free-to-play player. I'm fairly certain, I'm fairly confident that it is impossible as a free-to-play player to finish Chapter 7. And unless you're willing to spend a lot of saved up stuff or get given a lot of stuff, free-to-play is going to have a hard time finishing Chapter 6. Based on what I know. Now, with that being said, over on the blog, HeroWarsCentral.com, I have and will be adding more. I have let's see, here we go, boss fight guide 1 through 7. I had a couple more added today. Let's see, Trading Jeff added a new Chapter 3 team. I will be adding more Cascade-focused teams once the bug is fixed, but via Snip, I got 2 teams from Chapter 6 and Chapter 7 from Snip right here. I'm sure that variations of these teams work. All right, somebody said something about Mushi and Shroom on Chapter 7, and I was like, on Chapter 6, Mushi and Shroom on Chapter 6. But we got to remember, guys, that this is absolutely free. Once you have the necessary buffs, and by the way, the buffs never disappear. I have 200 buffs forever. Once you have the necessary buffs, it's just a matter of re-rolling the start until you get a good jump on it. So for example, I'm looking for Ishmael, Sebastian, and Nebula, Helios, and Mushi and Shroom. And you can see here I got Ishmael, Sebastian. So that's actually not a bad start to the Chapter 6. People saying that Mushi and Shroom almost never show up, so maybe you just keep going until you see Mushi and Shroom at the start. Maybe that's the play. Wait, I don't want to do that. I want to surrender. So let's just see what we can do. When the best time to purchase the pass or the charge? It's a good question. We'll talk about that in just a second, actually. We're definitely going to talk about timing. T3 dist. Okay, so new Mushi and Shroom. There's one Ishmael Sebastian. That's it. So no, we don't want that. We want at least 2. We want to start off